Yo, what up little daddy, it's your boy Skizzle here, and in this video we're gonna be talking about a lot of heat, and this about to blow your mind. Get ready for this one. I really and highly advise you guys to sit down because that's very important. Get yourself some water. Okay, yeah, stand up, get yourself some water, get some popcorn, and then sit down and resume this video. Trust me, you do not want to miss this video because we have some fire information, and this blew my mind. Yes, even my mind, and for real, I'm easily mind blown. But the thing is, Glitching Queen made a video about it earlier today, and she claims that she has that inside source and she got that inside information. And if you want my opinion on the matter, I 100% believe that what she's saying is real, because I do have some of my own theories, some of my own sort of like findings as well, and also the fact that Glitching Queen is someone that has been very credible in the zombies community, despite the fact that she has gotten a lot of heat. But the thing is, like, she claims that she has that inside source that she knows for years, and that inside source, a human she knows for years, and that human is very credible, and that human has other connections, and those connections are genuine. Those connections are probably like someone that works at Treyarch, I would say. So like, that's what she is talking about. And Glitching Queen is someone that made DLC 5 videos in the past. A lot of it was absolutely true, or basically all of it was absolutely true, and she made very suspicious videos about DLC 5 back in the days, where she kind of like hinted Mob of the Dead. Of course, I heard that Mob of the Dead was in development and Treyarch wanted to have that out in Black Ops 3, but they kind of felt like, oh shit, like people are dead serious about Mob of the Dead and it will hype everyone up. So what they did was, yo, let's make it better, and let's not just remaster it, but rather remake it and have it in the next game. And that's exactly what's gonna happen. I will get back to that. But number one, Glitching Queen actually mentioned that we're going to have 6 Zombies map remastered, and we're not gonna have DLC 5 for this new game. We're gonna have like a Resurrection 2.0 sort of deal, where in DLC 4 we're going to have 6 Zombies map remastered. We're not gonna have 7 maps. And if you guys remember, I made a video a couple of days ago. I will just put a thumbnail up on the screen, link should be in the description below. A card should pop up right now, so check that out after this one, and I highly advise you guys to check out Glitching Queen video after this one as well. But the thing is, I made a video about it. I kind of like went into the comics and did my own sort of like digging and everything like that, and I personally found that we can easily see 5 maps getting remastered, and of course the 6th map would be Mob of the Dead. That's most likely, and I would say that's probably gonna happen. And do not take this with a grain of salt. Like, no, very protection, and take everything that I say with 5 kilo of salt, you hear me? But the thing is, like, I personally believe we're going to see 5 remaster maps, and Glitching Queen mentioned that we're going to see 6 because of what the source is telling her. And the source is saying that we're not gonna see 1 map, and no one knows what that map will be. And at this point, Treyarch is unsure what map to not remake, but who knows, they may change their mind like they previously have, because if you remember, Treyarch initially only wanted to have 4 remaster maps in DLC 5, but they ended up making 8 remaster maps, and now they only need to make 8 more remaster maps. And of course we're gonna have Mob of the Dead, and then we need to actually have 7 more, but they are saying that we're only gonna get 6 back, and I'm assuming that we're not going to see either Call of the Dead or 5. Check that video out if you need to, because we do have some hints. But now moving on to the number 2 thing, Black Ops 4 is not Black Ops 4. Basically, if you don't know what I'm saying here, is that the inside source says that we're not going to see Black Ops 4. We're going to see a Black Ops game that will have a title of Black Ops and then something. So of course, like, we have had like bunch of rumors, bunch of leaks. We even had IGN and Eurogamer came out and said that Black Ops 4 is real, but this inside source says that it's not gonna be called Black Ops 4, but it's going to be called Black Ops something, and it's not gonna be like prequel or sequel, which is very interesting, and I am really dying to see what's gonna happen and what it's going to be called. But the thing is, like, this is gonna be the 4th Black Ops game, so in short, it's going to be Black Ops 4. So hey, it's a win-win situation. And this source also claims that Jason Blundell is going to have the biggest year ever, and basically Black Ops 3, when you compare that to what's coming next, is nothing, and this new game is going to blow our mind. And when I first heard about it, It took me an hour. I was like, wait, what? You crazy? Because dude, Black Ops 3 was really big, and of course it blew over mine, and the source claims that was nothing, and this new game will blow over mine. Very satisfying to hear. But then again, this source also claims that Mob of the Dead will be called something else, and that really makes sense, because if you think about it, we do have some hints straight from Treyarch where we know for the fact that this new map or remaster of Mob of the Dead will be something that we play as the transit crew. And if you do not have the original crew in this new Mob of the Dead, we're definitely going to see it being called something else. And if you remember, the Reese was called the Giant, so it makes sense. So yeah, Mob of the Dead will be called something else, and it's going to be the second map, and it's going to blow over mine, because it's not going to be just Mob of the Dead, it's going to be a full Alcatraz map, where if you remember, like, Mob of the Dead is like really an average size of map, and I would say it's like 1/3 of Alcatraz, and this map that's going to be remade is going to be like the full Alcatraz map. Of course, it's gonna have the same sort of Mob of the Dead in it, but we're gonna have additional areas. The graphics are going to be remastered for sure. I mean, it's just gonna be a new map with new names. We're gonna play as Transit Crew most likely, because that's what we've been hearing recently, right? It's gonna have a new Easter egg, and if you guys remember, recently I made a video about where I talk about David Wonderhart tweets and everything. I'll just put a picture up on the screen. Basically, David Wonderhart is low-key teasing that this new game is gonna have a battle royale mode, and when I say battle royale, some people flip. They're like, no, we do not want battle royale in Call of Duty. But the thing is, like, if they do not change something up, they can never have something fresh for us, and we definitely need something new and fresh. And don't really worry about the name, just think of this way: it's going to be something new, it's going to be something fresh. For example, we got a really big zombies map. Do you really want to play a big zombie map without having like something new to find all the time? I don't think you do, right? Like, for example, Transit, a lot of people hate it. It's still fun to go back to once in a while, but if you play Transit over and over, it will get pretty repetitive and you're going to hate yourself, and even Bob will call you Bob, which is not a healthy thing, right? But if Transit were to be remade, it will probably going to have a battle royale sort of game, or I mean, I don't want to call it battle royale because I feel like Treyarch will name it something entirely different, so that can really satisfy people that do not want battle royale, I guess. But just think of this way, like, you're playing Transit Remaster, and you know where the fog is, right? Those areas are completely empty. Now think of this way, you're actually running, and guess what? You got something to loot, something to find, and there are like meats, there are other stuff. You know what? Let me actually take meat for example, because we have seen meat in grief mode previously in Black Ops 2, right? So let's just say that you're just running around and there is a meat. Now what you can do is you can take the meat, you can eat it, and maybe and potentially that's gonna give you 1 or 2 more extra hit. You can take 1 or 2 more extra hit from zombies, what I'm saying here. Or you can just scavenge it and use it later on. Maybe when you're red screen, you can easily pop that out and heal yourself really quickly. It's going to be like in plain sight, and also like the source claims that we're not gonna have gobblegum system, we're gonna have something entirely new that's gonna replace it, which is really good. And I absolutely love Treyarch for trying something new out, but you can either scavenge the meat or you could throw the meat and attract the zombie, and that's just gonna be like a mini monkey bomb. Of course, we have seen that previously, but what I'm saying here is that with this new mode, every time you're playing a big zombie map, you have the option to either choose battle royale, or maybe you can just play it how you want, and it's not gonna be like game breaking or anything like that. You're gonna have your shield parts and they're gonna stay where they would be at, right? So you got that, but you also got additional stuff that, hey, if you take it, you can benefit. If you don't want it, hey, you don't want it. So that's that. But it's definitely gonna add a lot more replayability. Every time you play the map, it's gonna feel new, it's gonna feel fresh. And if you ever get the thing that I talk about in one of my previous videos, where like if we have a night and day difference in this new game, for example, you start the map, you do not know what time it will be. Maybe you're gonna play the map when it's like midnight, and of course I'm talking about in-game time, not the real time here, but when you play the map, it's midnight, you play a little bit more, 1 hour later it's gonna be morning or something like that. Basically you got in-game time, and I hope it's the real 24-hour transition. I do not want like the map to constantly change time, because the more constant it becomes, the more repetitive it will get. But either way, it's going to be something new, and it's going to be really, really good. Of course, that's just my guess, that's just my sort of like thing I want in zombies, but all the rest is very, very powerful. It makes sense, it's logical, and it's coming from Glitching Queen, who's very credible. She claims that the inside source, she knows it for years, and basically everything makes sense, and I just cannot wait for this game. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Subscribe if you're new, check out some other videos on the screen, and I'll see you very freaking soon.